Hi everyone, welcome to Mini Scroll, the daily internet culture podcast bringing you the biggest stories from social media, the creator economy, and the digital space every Monday through Thursday and sometimes Fridays. I'm your host, Lauren Meisner, the founder of the youth digital media brand, Centennial World. Welcome back to Mini Scroll, everyone. Okay, I have no immediate updates for you guys, but as always, please remember to rate, review, and subscribe. Please Spotify star rate us. We're trying to get to 1,000 Spotify star ratings by the end of the year. And I really hope you guys liked our deep dive on Friday. So far, we've had some amazing feedback on it. It was, as you can imagine, a labor of love. For the team here. It was a huge undertaking, but we're really proud of the episode. So please go watch it, like it, share it if you guys enjoyed it. Okay, the first story that I have for you guys is that Stokes has posted a very cryptic message following his split from Kelsea Ballerini. So Stokes and Kelsea Ballerini started dating in 2023 after Chase's split from Outer Banks co-star Madeline Klein and Kelsey's divorce from Morgan Evans. Back in September of this year, however, a source told Us Weekly that the two had split. Quote, "It was a hard split. They had been arguing a lot recently and their communication wasn't great in the last month. They were both traveling so much and trying to juggle everything, and the arguments piled up," is what the source said. However, 1 month later, the two of them were spotted holding hands together in Croatia. So everyone's like, okay, I guess they're back together. But now, over the weekend, Chase put their rocky relationship on blast when he posted an Instagram story saying this: "Don't believe the media. I'm blocked. I did nothing wrong. Sorry, heart, I tried." That is giving a red flag. This message, this post is so cringe. Like, don't believe the media. Sorry, I tried. Like, I can't. It's giving like Sookie man-child. Okay, sorry to the stans. I know he has a lot of stans and I'm kind of scared. So something that overshadowed their relationship this whole time was Chase's former relationship with Madeline Klein, because fans of Outer Banks were introduced to them as a couple. Their characters played a couple on TV and no one really got over their relationship is the point. And it seems like it's possible that the fans shipping Chase and Madeline could have contributed to his split from Kelsea, because just a few days before he posted that Instagram story that has made me cringe, Kelsea released a new EP called Mount Pleasant, and she teased the music in a TikTok promo. And in this TikTok promo, fans started flooding her comment section, questioning if one of the songs was about Madeline Klein. And Chase commented on this teaser video, writing, "These comments are fucking weird, grow up," as into the fans. So yes, while I do think his Instagram story is a big red flag and super cringe and embarrassing, I also understand that fans have been so parasocial about Chase and Madeline, and that would be very challenging on any relationship. And it would just be challenging even if you weren't in a relationship and people were constantly standing you and your ex and you're like, I'm trying to move on. Like, they still have to work together. Although I also saw when I was researching for this story that fans think that he's actually leaving the show because he's like over the show, he's over the fan craze around them. He just like needs to move on. So that'll be interesting to see if that's what happens. But yeah, he seems burnt out from the fans. Okay, the next story that I have for you guys is the queen of Rich Talk, Becca Bloom, is facing backlash after she made a video talking about gender equality and the patriarchy. So Becca Bloom has been going viral all week after she posted a video talking about how men don't understand certain things about equality. Basically, she was criticizing the patriarchy.
Here's what men don't understand about equality. You think equality means splitting the bill. Women live in a society where equality has never existed in the first place. Women still only make 80% of what a man makes for the same full-time job. So when you ask for a 50-50 date, know that her 50% costs more of her income than it does yours. Second of all, women pay more just to exist in the dating world, about $400 a month just on grooming and beauty. And that's not because they want to spend more, it's because they're held to the beauty standards that men built and judged them by.
Okay, so her point is not wrong, right? Valid points were made. However, she was immediately met with criticism because if you didn't know, Becca Bloom is wealthy, like billionaire level wealthy, at least her family is. So her video talking about equality, even though it is gender equality, still it falls a bit flat when her entire brand is built off of showing off this opulent lifestyle that she has. And I think the backlash would have just been left to Becca's TikTok comment section and it would have died down really quickly if she had not started responding, because that's what's happened, and now it has turned into this full-blown saga. So in response to one comment who wrote, "I will not be lectured on equality by this billionaire. Not now, not ever," Becca responded, "When someone can't challenge the point, they challenge the existence of the person who made it. Thanks for the case study." And then user bridgeonfilm_ pointed out that Becca's parents are tech entrepreneurs, writing that she should have her, quote, billionaire family distribute their wealth. And then Becca responded saying, "If you knew even a fraction about me or my family, that question wouldn't have made it out of your drafts." And for clarity, TikTok auto-filters users with a history of hostility or cyberbullying. Your comment hid itself. So this user actually used Becca's comment and used it in a response video. So here's what she said.
Becca Bloom commented on my TikTok, which is great. I want discourse because she posted a video talking about equality, and I just think the elephant in the room is that you're a billionaire. So what do you know about equality? All I commented saying was that, hey, can we have the same energy for equality and talk about redistributing your billionaire family's wealth? And apparently that's a cyberbullying comment.
Now, this has kicked off a conversation around rich talk and our voyeurism, and also what would motivate ultra wealthy people to post online at all. The main theories for why Becca specifically posts online when she comes from like this billionaire family is because fame and validation is not something that money can buy. And then some believe it's possible she has plans to launch a brand. So she's been playing the long game, like building a following. So she has a built-in customer base when she does launch whatever she wants to launch. So here are some takes. This one is from Sarah on Things.
I'm not saying that she shouldn't be a content creator. I'm saying from where I stand, the scrutiny of being a content creator is more trouble than it's worth for her. There is no financial windfall to be had. She seems to have a full, robust social life, many friends, a great relationship with her family, a thriving career, a loving fiance who is obsessed with her. Like, what does this provide her other than people being all up in her business? And privacy, to people like her, I imagine, is invaluable. It's worth a lot more than anything that she could possibly gain from being on this app.
This one's from Princess Paul.
Let's listen to what she just said. She's saying that until society becomes equal, we shouldn't cherry pick equality. And she uses an example where she is basically weaponizing feminism. Because for her viewpoint, she's thinking that splitting the bill, having a man pay for your lifestyle, even though, let's be real, your family is rich enough to pay for your own, it's really just symbolic between your relationship. It's ironic that the billionaire or multimillionaire or extremely rich person is saying that until society is statistically equal, money is the biggest root of all the problems that exist in the world. Poverty is probably the biggest problem that exists in the world. You talking about feminism is you cherry picking an example in which case you do not have to contribute that much. You do not have to self-examine in yourself. Why are you so triggered when people bring up your family's wealth? In this comment, you can read, she responds, kind of tongue-in-cheek snarky. It's kind of her response to all these videos that are talking about, like, if you actually care about equality, you would work to give your money away. You would work to actually improve economic situations for people. Because let's be real, there's no ethical way to become a billionaire.
So I think in general, Becca's video and her response to the criticism, she seems genuinely surprised by this response. I think that this is a prime example of why we need intersectionality. Because like I said, sure, her points about patriarchy were valid. I fear they should be common sense, but I understand they are not, especially in certain circles, okay? However, it doesn't land at all when she fails to acknowledge where she personally sits in the social hierarchy. And something positive that I think we could take away from this situation is that now there's this mass discussion online about the romanticization of wealthy creators. Like the fact that we have sayings like rich talk and, rich people who rich write. Like you literally can't go on TikTok without seeing people use those phrases. It's constantly online. And while I don't think that we will ever stop being obsessed with watching the lifestyles of the rich and famous, like I am case in point, I fucking love Housewives. Like I love all that kind of stuff, okay? I think it hits different when it's a creator. Like I actually think there is a difference there. And I think it's more of a psychological thing from the viewer's perspective. However, I think it is important for us, whether we will continue to consume this content and like it or not, to be aware of what we're being exposed to and why we should not be romanticizing this. And I do think there's really great conversations about that coming out of this situation. Okay, the next story that I have for you guys is Aspyn Ovard has seemingly confirmed her girlfriend's identity as Bree Davis. So we all know that OG lifestyle YouTuber Aspyn Ovard has been going through a very public divorce and basically like a personal rebrand in the process. She's been teasing that she has a girlfriend for about 8 months. And since she started teasing this, fans were digging things up. The rumor started that Aspyn was dating this girl named Bree who was married, and Aspyn is in like an open relationship throuple with this couple. So Bree has been married to her husband since apparently 9th grade. And anyways, all of this was very much rumors until this weekend when Aspyn and Bree posted content together with each other's full faces in the videos. Some fans thought it was just for views, but then one commenter wrote, honestly, going from married so young to a man amongst Mormon culture to dating a married woman is a fucking vibe and I'm here for it. And Aspyn liked that comment. So people are like, okay, is that confirmation that all of the rumors about her dating a married woman and being in this, possible open relationship throuple situation is true? I do think Aspyn feeds in to the clout that she gets for this rebrand and for this new era of her life, but also like, why shouldn't she? Like, whatever, you know what I mean? She's put her whole life online, and we know her divorce has been really traumatizing and it's been a really hard past couple of years for her. So you know what? She's having fun, she's getting views, and she's getting paid for those views. Speaking of getting paid for views, I unfortunately have one last story about the Manosphere, a Manosphere podcast, which is definitely all for views based on this story. So Manosphere podcaster Andrew Wilson is being put on blast for his hypocrisy after a clip from a podcast that he was on has gone viral. Been a minute since we've talked about the Manosphere, but here we are. Andrew Wilson is a Manosphere right-wing commentator. He's the host of The Crucible, which is a debate show, and he is also a frequent guest on the Whatever podcast. I'm sure you guys have seen clips of the Whatever podcast come up for you. It's the one that has like the white background with the giant at whatever, in black and white, like over and over and over again in the background. That is like how I recognize it. And they do the classic viral, like, debate feminists, embarrass women type of shit, okay? So on November 9th, an episode of the podcast was published where Andrew debated a leftist feminist named Charlie who predominantly dates women. And a clip from this segment is going so viral, and it's sparking tons of think pieces about how this seems to really expose the hypocrisy from these right-wing alpha male podcast bros. The clip was from a segment of the podcast where they were trying to challenge or convince each other of their worldviews, and here is how it went.
I will never be able to convince you of my worldview.
You won't.
I know. But the reason is not because I'm not a great orator, or I don't make good points, or I haven't said things which should be compelling to a person. But Charlie, I just think honestly you're too fucking stupid to understand them.
So Andrew, can I sell you on my worldview?
Yes.
Your wife has 3 baby daddies and has been married twice before.
And you
you
lick sniz.
Under your religion.
You lick sniz.
What does that
You're
mean?
a fucking don't talk shit about my wife, you stupid. Shut your fucking mouth. Shut your stupid mouth.
Your wife with the 3 baby
What did I
daddies?
just say?
Wife with the 3
Sorry,
baby
I'm
daddies?
sorry. Is she morally inconsequential in comparison to your ditch licking?
There was also a part of the episode where Andrew calls his wife to get her to like basically help defend him against Charlie. And I fear that is an indication that you have lost the debate, sir. Okay, so first of all, everyone's like, what the fuck is sniz? Like, we know what he was trying to say there, but like, who uses that term? What are you talking about, sniz? What the fuck is that term? Okay. Second of all, this just goes to show how much of a grift all of this shit is. The Manosphere is a grift. These men who are preaching the concept of high value women, the importance of a traditional family unit, being the leader of the house, like all this shit, it's all for money. They don't actually practice what they preach in their real lives. It's to make money off of the insecurities of vulnerable young men. So Charlie has actually responded to this going viral, and here's what she said.
I am the snizzler, if you will. This video is making the rounds again on Instagram and Twitter, so I just wanted to clarify a few things. I don't take any issue with Andrew Wilson's wife having 3 baby daddies and having been married multiple times before. I don't think it's immoral. I'm a feminist. What I do take issue with is the fact that Andrew Wilson built his platform off of shaming and humiliating women for their past sexual conduct. If Andrew Wilson met a woman like his wife with 3 baby daddies on the Whatever podcast, he would shame her, call her a hoe, and tell her she's damaged goods and essentially unlovable, like he's done to many women before in the past. What I want people to take away from this clip is not that Andrew Wilson is a cuck or that Rachel Wilson is a hoe. I want people to understand that they are hypocrites.
And you know, one of my favorite parts about this story is that like everyone is basically on the same page. If you look at this podcast, like think about who's subscribed to this podcast, okay, on YouTube, for example. If you look at the comment section on this podcast, all of the top comments are just like making fun of this dude for being a hypocrite. It's iconic that the whole internet is like, wow, what a loser. He's so hysterical. He's freaking out. He couldn't even let her finish. I can't. This is why men should actually not be leaders. They're too emotional. I've also seen a lot of people say, you'll note that he never calls her a liar because obviously she wasn't lying. And this just exposes him, right? Like his audience, who he knows will be watching this podcast, they probably didn't know this about his personal life because of the way he talks about women and preaches to them about this kind of shit. So the fact that now he's being exposed and he knows that this is going to come out publicly is not a good look. Anyways, guys, that's it for Mini Scroll today. Thank you so much for listening. I love you guys. Please remember to rate, review, and subscribe. Please Spotify star rate us. Share our deep dive from Friday. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.